There are many really cool blocks here in Enshrouded. However, there are some that you may have missed in your journeys. These are blocks that are kind of off the beaten path that you may have only accidentally discovered just by either exploring or crafting something new. I'm going to cover a list of the 7 that I think most people end up missing during their initial playthrough here in Enshrouded. Make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more Enshrouded content. The first one is going to take us over to the Revel Wood. We are looking for the half-timbered blocks. These are found in Diawin. It's a small ruined little town that has a whole bunch of little boars that are running around, and they're kind of a pain in the neck to go ahead and deal with. After you go ahead and clear up all the boars, if you look to your immediate right in the center of the town, there is a tent. Inside the tent is a silver chest that you can open up for the half-timbered blocks. Now, these blocks end up having almost like a clay and wood look towards them. I like to use these for the upper floors of a building, so the base of the floor would be more of a stone, and we'll say the bottom floor is stone outlined, while the top tends to be the half-timbered block. These are a really cool aesthetic, especially if you like the medieval vibes. The next on this list is the regular city wall blocks. Now, these are found at the top of a tower near somewhere that you should be questing anyway, and you may have missed it because the chest is located on the tower in the back. You definitely have missed this one. So after fighting through the whole scavengers, or all the scavengers that are here up at the front, you can climb all the way to the top of the tower and open up the chest that's there. It has usually a couple of good weapons. You come down a little bit, and on the back side of the tower, there is a silver chest glowing that you may have missed. You go ahead and unlock this, and you get the regular city wall blocks. These provide a really nice, just solid aesthetic. It has some mild, unique patterns. However, it's really good for setting up the framework for walls, as well as like an outer cropping of your buildings. I like these to set up, it's almost like I'm building fortification with these types of blocks. Now, the next one that we are after is the fancy stone blocks. These are found in Raven's Keep. Now, you do have to kind of maneuver your way through this little dungeon and deal with some scavengers and some mild, we'll say, problem solving. Down here at the bottom of this dungeon, there is a button that you'll need to press. And once you press this button, it will go ahead and open up this door that's hidden off over towards the side. And inside that silver chest, you will find the fancy stone blocks. Now, personally, I like the looks of these, as when you put them down with the baseboards around them, they create their own border. So if they're stacked on top of each other, it just looks like one flat wall. When they are on the ground or bordering something else, they produce almost like a wood looked baseboarding, and it adds a really nice touch. It's really fancy. They live up to their name. Next, we are heading off over to the Kindle Waste, to the Brittle Bush. Specifically, we are looking for the Far Away Fray Tavern to find the Desert City Wall blocks. Now, these do require a lockpick, and also for you to be heading off over in that direction anyway. You go there for some questing for the farmer anyway, but once you get these blocks are oriented around being more like desert-y and have a really smooth and almost like, kind of like professional look, honestly. They look really, really nice. Now, you set these up, especially if you have anything that is going on over in the Kindle Wastes, over in the Nomad's Highlands. They both provide just a really cool aesthetic, especially if you're building up and out inside the desert. Again, desert city wall blocks, it kind of makes sense. Now, this next one is the refined stone block, which is basically the high definition upgrade of a standard stone block. You may have missed this at some point or not deemed it worthy, because you look at the carpenter kind of like I do. It's like the carpenter is fantastic if I'm building up the houses and stuff like that. But if I'm not really into that, then I'm probably not going to go and do all the quests unless I'm in that area. And to get to this place, it's a little bit difficult. But to get the refined stone blocks, you need to go get the mason's tools, which is located in one of the volcanoes right there at the Pillars of Creation. Actually within the research camp. It's an abandoned research camp. And it takes a little bit of difficulty to get there, but once you're inside the inner sanctum, you can just go ahead and loot the mason tools, and then you'll unlock the recipe to get the refined stone blocks. These provide, just honestly, it's a smoother look, especially if you're doing anything that is still within the Springlands or the Revelwood. Both of them offer a really nice look and a backdrop for that green pastures in the stone blocks. Next, we are in the Revel Wood. Now, these can be found in a number of different places, but the Luminous growth blocks, the blue glowing blocks, can be found just east of Gloomberry Fields. Once you go ahead and mine this, you unlock the recipe for the Luminous blocks, and these provide their own natural lighting. You don't have to do any kind of torches or campfires or anything like that. They provide their own lighting without having to be touched, which is honestly really cool, especially if you want to have like an underground bunker vibes, or do you want to have like some kind, it's almost like fairy lights, honestly. But you need the Luminous growth here. Once you get the Luminous growth, then you'll be able to unlock the recipe. It's a really cool aesthetic. I haven't found anything good to use with it yet, truth be told, but that is something that I will look to do in the future. And lastly, we have the Hollow Hall blocks. Now, if you've been in the Hollow Halls, then you've seen all the blocks, and you've seen all the aesthetic that they have, the red, the gray, the black, and the sharp edges. Now, this one can be found in the Springlands Hollow Hall. So luckily, you don't have to get too high level to actually unlock it. But it's off of the beaten path. It is not the main way that you will go to finish the dungeon and unlock the survivor that's down there. Mainly, you have to follow the Hollow Halls in the wrong direction, away from where you would get to the end of the dungeon, and fight off just a massive amount of undead guys. They'll be spewing out of this one little corner. Instead of just killing them and then trying to unlock the door that's in front of you, you go to where they just came out. And after you've dealt with all the skeletons and all the undead that are there, you will go ahead and open up the silver chest, which provides the Hollow Halls block. These work perfectly if you were looking to do like a crypt or some kind of, we'll say, dark dungeon-esque kind of thing. I like the aesthetic. I made a crypt at one point, which was just oriented around this one style of block. It was fantastic. Really something that you could have missed easily just as you were going through the Hollow Halls. Something that you may want to go back if you did. If you're higher level, you can cruise right through it and just go and grab these right now. But all in all, that was one that I missed until later. Yeah, so these are 7 blocks that I think that you may have missed while you were in your adventures here in Enshrouded. Now, I'm going to be looking at some other ones down the road of items that you may have missed as well. But if you are getting into Enshrouded and you're looking for like some kind of decent melee build, you can click this video here, which will take you to 3 overpowered builds that are still very effective as it is right now. As always, stay caffeinated, folks.